Hello fellow drivers, Sebastian here with Spin Driving School. Today we are taking a look at parallel parking. Another one of those maneuvers that's not favorite, and a lot of people don't like to practice it, don't know how to do it, etc, etc. So hopefully after this video it'll be a little bit easier. Always keep in mind that when it comes to parking, everyone sees distances and angles differently. It's all dependent on obviously your experience, how well you know how to operate the vehicle, how well do you know which way to turn your wheels, the size of the vehicle, how well do you know to rely or use your mirrors or judge distances in the mirrors. We all again perceive these things differently, so it's all going to be relative to the size, to the height of the driver, the width of the car. You also need to pay attention to the car that you're parking behind, which you are referencing everything off of, or most things. Let's say you need to pay attention whether that car is parked close to the curb, far from the curb. Are they parked straight? What kind of car that is itself, if it's a small car, bigger car. So all these things will come into play at the end of the day. In this video I'll go over a couple of reference points that will be helpful. And if you drive a car that's the same size as mine, a Toyota Corolla, essentially a four-door sedan, then it's going to be relative. But if you have a bigger car, play with your distances and your angles. When I park, I don't use these references, or these reference points rather, myself. Obviously, I shouldn't say obviously, but I have 20 years of driving experience. So when I park, I just basically rely on my side mirror, and I'm able to judge the distance to the curb from there, and then I turn my wheels accordingly. Sometimes you're gonna hit the curb too. There are no adjustments in this video. It's just basically straightforward parking. But we'll save that for another video maybe. Anyways, let's get right to it. Okay, so here we go. I am approaching the vehicle on the right hand side. I want to be about a meter away from the car, which is usually the length of your door or so, depending on the car again. So I'm lining up my mirror to the first door handle or to the driver's side. You can go mirror to mirror if you want. All that's going to do is just going to put you closer to that car. So the further back you are, the further behind that car you're going to be. If you're parking behind a single car, who cares? You can always pull forward. Then you turn your wheels all the way to the left. Then you back in until you basically hit the logo of the car that you're parking behind, or you go to the center, somewhere around the license plate maybe. But you just go to the center, and then once you hit that point, again, you can rely on your side mirror to see how far you are from the curb. You turn your wheels all the way to the left, and then you back in, and hopefully you're going to be within a couple of inches or so, or maybe a foot from the curb. That's kind of like the ideal distance, let's say. Again, coming up about a meter from the car, we are lining up our mirror, or the edge of the mirror frame, to the first door handle, or to the groove of the car, about a half portion of the car. You turn your wheels all the way to the right, then you back in until you're at a 45-degree angle, then you turn your wheels straight, you back in the straight line until you hit the logo of the vehicle that you're parking behind, or the center of that car, and then you turn your wheels back to the left, and then you back in. If you hit the curb, with the amount of space you have there available to you, in this situation, as long as there isn't a car behind you, you can always pull forward or get closer to the curb or make these adjustments. Here's just a forward or a POV look, if you will. So, at the end of the day, practice, like I said, different cars will behave differently in these situations. And if you're parking between two cars, instead of going mirror to door handle, just start mirror to mirror. But obviously be careful, because that angle is going to put you closer to the car. So use your mirrors. If you have a backup camera, use it, but just don't rely on the backup camera. Learn the old way, and then use the camera to your advantage. And then if you need to, make a correction. But I hope that helps a little bit and clarifies things on. Keep checking out my videos in the future. Take care.